Hello there, folks. Hey, this is Joe Wazoo here. Hey, this quick video today is going to talk about the security manager in Crimson and what you can do with security stuff. So in this little example I've got going here, if I go over to the left-hand side and click on security, I want you to notice a couple things. First, if I click on the security tab, the default settings for inactivity is 600 seconds or 10 minutes. For testing, I've put that down to 10 seconds. So after 10 seconds of inactivity, it should log out whoever was logged in. Just want to point that out to you. Everything else in here is default. I think the standard stuff. If I click on my users, notice here I have a user here named Ty. It's Ty Webb's his real name. I've got the password in here as 123. I got checked override existing, which I'm going to talk about here in a little bit. I have also allowed this person to be able to change their own password. I got web server access. I don't think you have to have that, but who knows. And I got user rights 1 enabled for this person. If I click on user number 2, Abe Lincoln, real name Abe Lincoln, same password 123. I've got allowed. They can change their password here as well. I have this unchecked. I'm going to talk about that. Abe Lincoln has the rights of users 1 and 3. Point that out to you. And if I go to Lee Iacocca is my third person. Again, same password. The only difference here with Lee is that he only has maintenance access. Poor Lee Iacocca, we've confined him to maintenance access. So with these settings that you see here, these different settings on each one of these users, there's lots of places you can use the security. So for instance, if I go over to, well, I'll go to display pages here, and on display pages, shut this phone off. On display pages, you can see I've got a fan here. I got a button here for a fan. Here's a fan. Well, if I only wanted certain users to be able to turn on the fan, what I'll do is I'll go over here to data tags on the left. Here's my fan tag. Notice that it's a flag tag, on off. If I go to the format, it's on off, that's what I want. If I go to the security tab, I want you to notice that on the security tab, here in access control, if I click the edit button, I am picking users with specific rights, and the specific rights that I'm authorizing are maintenance access and user rights 1 and 2. I believe I'm not using user rights 2 at all. I believe it's 3. But anyway, notice user rights 1 and 2 here, particularly user rights 1 and maintenance. Okay, so I got that turned on there. I'll get to these other tags in a little bit. But that's what I'm doing here. So on display pages, I have my usual toggle button. I've dragged the tag out here. There's nothing else I've done here. I'm just using that. And then this is just a picture of a fan that turns on. This is the exact same thing. So let's test this out. Let me go ahead and download this first. Got it up and running here. So here's the browser. So if I want to turn this on, I click here. See, it says change from on and off. I'm going to say yes, please do that. The user's name is Ty in this case. The password was 123, enter. So right now, Ty is logged in, and as long as I don't let it sit for longer than 10 seconds, Ty can sit here and turn this on and off all day long. You also see down here, current user is Ty, and he has this access rights. So let me let this thing time off a little bit here, or let it sit for 10 seconds. Let's see if Abe Lincoln or Lee Iacocca can log in. We're going to give it the 10 seconds. We're looking for this current user down here to disappear, which shows that nobody's logged out. It's timed out. Okay. So now I want Abe Lincoln to be able to turn this off. So I'm going to click on this. So this pop-up comes up. I'm going to say yes. I want to turn it from on to off. Click enter. The username this time is Abe, ABE. Password is the same, 123. Boom. There it is. And now Abe Lincoln is logged in. And you can see he has user rights 5. Which I believe, let me go over here, see what we got. User rights 5. Must be 1 and 3. I don't know how they get 5 out of that. But anyway, must be some binary thing. But anyway, user rights 5 right there. All right, so there it's logged out. Now let's try Lee Iacocca. So if we click here on this time we'll put in the name Lee. Password 123. Now Lee Iacocca is logged in. Maintenance, I guess, don't have any rights here. But anyway, you can see there's Lee. Of course, we can turn it on and off here. Great, works good. So also I want to point out to you, the name I'm using to log in is this name here. This is the real name here. So if you were doing data logging of these, this would actually log. But I'm using these names here, and a password. Now notice something else. If I click on the tie, you see this override existing? So what that means is every time I download this database, it's going to re-put the password back to this default one. Whereas with Abe or Lee, I don't have that checked. Particularly Lee cannot change his own password, and Abe can change it, but I'm not overriding what's existing in the HMI. So what that means is that Abe, if he happens to change his password, it's going to stay in the HMI, and you better write it down, or if he forgets it, somebody have to come back here and rewrite it back to the original here. So let me show that by going to DisplayPages, and I'm also using another primitive called User Manager. So if I go over to primitives on the right, go to the home directory of my primitives, go into a category called System Primitives, and in System Primitives, you've got these here, but the third row from the top, the right-hand column, is the User Manager primitive, this one right here. So all I've done is I've already dragged this on the screen, and I'm going to go ahead and double-click on it. And all I did was change the background color to yellow instead of white, since my page is white, just to be different. I haven't done anything else on this thing. So let's try this out, Tim. Go ahead and save this. I'll download this to it. Let it start back up here. Maybe I didn't make a change. All right. So let's say I want to go ahead and turn this off. Okay. So I'm going to log in this time as Ty, T-Y. His password is 123. Boom. All right. So now Ty is logged in. I can make all kinds of changes with this, which is great. However, if I want to change Ty's password, I can click here on this, hit set password, and I can change it to 456, for instance. 456. And now his password is 456. So let me let it log out. Let me log in as somebody else here. So I'll turn it from off. Let's try this time Abe. He's still 123. So now that Abe is logged in, I can make some changes here. If I want to change Abe's password, I can go here, click password, and I can say with Abe, I want to make it be ABC this time. So I'm typing ABC. I should have shown my keyboard, but anyway, I used my keyboard. So now his password is ABC. And if I go ahead and turn it on this time, let me try this Ty. Go here. So Ty's, oh, that was interesting. Ty, here's his name. And his password now should be 456. There you go. So now Ty is logged in with that new password. And of course, Lee Iacocca on the other hand, let me let it log off here real quick. All right. So if I want to try Lee Iacocca, go here. I must authenticate. So his name was Lee. His password is 123. But notice, Lee Iacocca doesn't have the rights to change his password because over here in Security Manager, if I click on Lee, he does not have that rights to do that. Okay. I see also you could have everybody change here, but yeah. So back here, one thing I wanted to show you. So I remember that I set up the password for TyWeb to be 456, and I believe I did the same with Abe Lincoln. Let me try Abe. Let me try. Should have wrote this down. Or did I make Abe's ABC? Let me try. Yeah, Abe's is ABC. So TyWeb's, his password currently is 456. Okay. So if I go back to Crimson, go to security here. Notice on Ty, I have checkbox here, and the password I have in here right now is actually 123. But these other two, I don't have that checked. This was 123, and this was 123 as well. So we changed Abe to use a password of ABC, and Ty is currently using a password of 456. When I download this to this, Ty is going to go back to using this default password because of this checkbox. Abe, on the other hand, is going to continue to use the new password, ABC. So let's try it out. Boom. Let it refresh here, team. Maybe. All right, well, let me try it here. Okay, let me go there. I'm going to put in the name Ty, T-Y. Where's my Y? right there. Okay. The password for Ty is going to be 123 is my new default one. Well, you know what? Let me back up. Let me try 456. Boom. That's what it was before. Watch. That's weird. All right, Ty, you're supposed to override existing with 123. That's, did it not go down? Hold on. Let me try it again here. Okay, there it went down. That commit didn't refresh here. All right, so there's Ty. Put in 123. Aha! There it worked. Okay, I must have did it earlier. So I put in 123. I didn't put in the right password. Let me try putting in 457. That should have worked though. Okay, hold on. Override existing here. This should be 123. There it is. Okay. Let me do link and send. Let me try this. Ty should go back to the password of 123. All right, let's try it again here. Boom. Okay. I'm going to put in Ty, T-Y. Let me try 456. This shouldn't work. All right, perfect. It didn't work. Let me try 123 this time. T-Y. Perfect. Perfect. Anyway, that's just a quick overview of the security manager team. The important thing for me to take away from this is that each of your users has different custom rights, and anywhere you see a security tab on something, you can use these rights. So in this case, data tags, I'm using the security tab here. You could also go to display pages, and on this particular page, for instance, I could right click, go to properties. You can see there's a security tab here. You can set up properties there for that. Lots of places you're going to see the security, and that's where you can configure those rights depending on users. So the nice thing about our security is it's all the way down at the tag level, or it can be overall the whole display page and so forth. One other thing I just wanted to show you that I was pointing on, but I didn't really talk about. Down here, I'm showing current user and user rights. All I did here, team, is over in data tags on the left, I've got a couple other tags here. If you go to the lower right-hand corner of Crimson and click System, expand the functions tree, expand the security tree, and you're going to see there's a whole bunch of functions in here. And I'm doing here get current user rights. So if I right click on this get current user rights, notice here it returns the user rights of the current user, and it returns an integer. So I want you to point that out. So what that means is, I'm going to go ahead and close all these tabs here. So I created a integer tag there, and I simply dragged this guy right there. That took care of that. The other one is current user name, which is this one right here. If I right click and show help on this guy, let me zoom in here, team. Well, maybe I won't. So this function, zoom up. This one here returns a string variable. So what I did in that case is I created a string tag by hitting the pull down here and do a string here, or you can always right click on one of your tags and do new string. So I created a new string tag here, and then I took the current get current username and put it right here, the word general right there. That's all I did to get those. And then when I download it, shows that information here, which is kind of nice. Anyway, thanks a lot, folks. Have yourself a great day. We'll see you later.